Hi there, welcome back to the channel. This channel is about me getting back on my rowing machine and doing about 45 minutes 3 or 4 times a week and attempting to go from 105 kg down to 80 kg. But I'm going to try and do it in a relaxed, healthy manner. And I thought I'd do a video about the simple things to get started that are not quite so simple. Um, so essentially, I am 48 years old. I don't have a great level of fitness over the past few years, but I used to be particularly fit and very active. Um, what I'm trying to do is get started, and I'm having trouble starting. I've had quite a lot of stress in my life over the past actually probably 5 years, but um, but the last couple of months have been pretty tricky, and I'm still actually getting through it. So what I'm trying to do is get started in this exercise program without adding to my stress. I hope that might resonate with a few people when I've mentioned it to others. Um, so I thought it might be beneficial if you might find it beneficial as well. Um, so what I'm doing is at the moment what I have been doing is I wake up almost at 7 o'clock, quick shower, race through getting dressed, breakfast, run to the car, zoom off to work, and just get to work in time to get started and relax through the day and stress out at stuff at work. What I will be doing is if I start an exercise regime earlier in the day, I will be adding to my stress load. Um, so sorry, I don't have a relaxing time of it at work. That was a joke. Um, if I was to go and do all of the exercise and go a little bit David Goggins, and I don't mean to have a go at David Goggins, quite like that guy, but if I went David Goggins and just get up and rah rah get going, I would be adding to my stress load, and I don't need that right now. So what I'm trying to do is move my waking time from about 7 o'clock, 10 to 7, back to 5:45 a.m. and use that earlier time to exercise. But I'm going to be growing that time to not not make it stressful. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm waking up earlier and earlier every day. So just moving my alarm clock back 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a little window of doing nothing. It's actually boredom time. Let's call it a window of opportunity. Hey, that sounds good. Window of opportunity, but it's actually me doing nothing. Right now, I'm standing at a window over there and looking out it and sipping away at some water for 10, 15, 20 minutes, achieving nothing. And that's kind of intentional. So sometimes I'll start thinking about work, or I'll start thinking about what I'm doing around the house or what I'm doing for this channel. And I'm purposefully telling myself, no, stop thinking. You want to just clear your brain and have just a section of time that you are achieving nothing. Now that's easier said than done for some. I find it quite easy to just tell myself to stop thinking, but um, I will be. What I'm doing at the moment is growing that section of time earlier in the morning and moving it back and back and back. And now I'm going to start putting exercise in there. Now the rowing machine needs to go in for a service, so I haven't got on the rowing machine yet. It needs to go in for a service. It needed a repair 2 years ago, and I've kind of been avoiding it. It'll be ready to go probably in three weeks time, hopefully. In the meantime, I need to get myself fit enough to exercise and I'm going to bring in an exercycle into the house. So I've got an exercycle in the garage that is um, there's nothing wrong with the exercycle, but I don't want to exercise in the garage. Um, I'm how I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems I've got a mental block about going out to the garage and getting on the exercycle and pedaling and just looking at a wall doing nothing other than pedaling. I've clearly got a mind block there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move the exercycle in here, and it's going to go right here. This this seat is going to go down the far end of the house, and the exercycle is going to come in here, and I'm going to be watching my TV, which is over there, while I'm on the exercycle. Now, so in the morning, I'm going to be pedaling away. I might have the TV on, but don't know what I'll be watching. At night, I tend to watch a lot of sport, so I can put some sport on and then get on the exercycle at night as well. So the intention is to sort of be doing 10 to 15 minutes of cycling in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes cycling at night, and I'll be growing that out. It will probably be so. I don't know what your thoughts are on exercycling. I personally find that I don't really lose much weight on an exercycle, but I do get powerful legs. I am going to grow that fitness of my legs, and so the knee's not great, so I need strong legs. So that's what the hope is, to get myself into a fitness regime to get started. So if you're thinking of starting getting into the gym or losing some weight, I do really recommend get your legs as strong as possible. Just first things first. I know everybody wants to go in there and lift a bunch of dumbbells and barbells and go and do your bench press and all that sort of stuff. Get your legs started going first. Get those muscles active. Of course, refer to somebody that actually knows what they're doing, or knows you. Talk to an actual trainer, I suppose. But that's my personal opinion. Get your legs strong. So that's my intention, to get my legs strong. That's problem number one. Just refer to my notes. So I'm getting the exercycle into the house. I've also been doing a little bit of walking, so that has probably been the best thing about this week, is that I've been managing to get outside and do some walks, although the weather has sort of turned to rubbish over the last few days. My part of the world, lots of rain, so I didn't really want to go walking in that, but I have been getting out there. It has I've got a sore knee from the walking that I've been doing. Not the greatest, but it's keeping me active, keeping me, or getting me ready for more exertion. Okay, I really want to mention that I am trying to avoid having a medical event. I'm almost 50, unfit. I've seen the effect that unfit people my age, I've seen what they've done to themselves in a gym before, and it's not pretty, it's not great. So I really want to avoid that. So the intention here is to grow my level of commitment, grow my level of fitness via creating those windows to work in. The diet, I haven't really talked about the diet much. I'm really struggling to get on the diet. But probably the first thing that I would say to the diet is quitting all those lovely foods that I'm addicted to. That's always going to be tough. I'm always going to struggle with that. But the first thing that I always want to do is water. I want to drink a litre of water before I leave the house in the morning. Now, at the moment, because I'm not exercising much, a litre of water before leaving the house in the morning is quite a commitment. So at the moment I'm doing about half of that. I'm doing a half litre of water before I leave the house every morning. As I get more and more and more exercise done first thing in the morning, my body will be demanding more water. So I'm going to grow that out to at least a litre of water, and that should be doable in probably the end of next week. I'd hope to be drinking a full litre of water. I recommend that. I would suggest that has been a big game changer in what I've done in the past. That litre of water first thing in the morning. But it sounds like a funny thing to struggle to commit to. I'd be interested in what others think of that. Have you actually told yourself, "Oh, I've got to drink a litre of water first thing in the morning," and then you're sort of halfway through it, thinking, "Oh my God, how much have I got left to look at?" And then you've just got a really heavy guts afterwards. So once I'm exercising again in the morning, that litre of water is going to be very easy to be drinking. Just having a look at my other comments that I've got here. Probably the other thing is, well, it is a very big deal, and it's sleep. I I have had a lot of stress recently, and I've been struggling to get to sleep. Just last night, I can tell you that I might have got 5 hours of sleep. Um, so I'm really struggling with that, and the intention here is that I need to commit to turning off my cell phone, my TV, and just get out of the habits that I'm in for later at night. I need to have a boredom time, a section of time at the end of the day at which I'm looking out that window and achieving nothing. Now, I am thinking about putting some reading. I've just made a comment in here about reading. I want to get back to reading, so I'm really hoping to begin that again. I would like to think that. Sorry, excuse me. So I would like to think that I will be sleeping 7 or 8 hours a night before each night, and that takes a bit of commitment because I think I might have mentioned in previous videos that I watch a lot of sport. Most of the sports that I watch are from around the world in time zones that are bloody horrendous. That they finish at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch a game of rugby from Europe. In fact, that's not sometimes, that's many weeks of the year I'm watching a game of rugby at ridiculous times. Cricket from India. Luckily, the ice hockey from North America is actually perfect time for New Zealand. You can watch that sort of when I'm having dinner. But so I've got all these interests, and I have to rethink them. I have to really choose between which ones are actually important to me, and that's kind of challenging because many for the last few years I have kind of because I just sort of sit down on the couch and watch TV. I just sort of make my time frame my I make my diary or my wall planner around what games of sports are on at any given time. I can tell you right now, it wouldn't be odd for me to sit down and work out what I was watching every weekend. Okay, I'm going to watch that game, then that game, then that game, then that game, and my sleep is all over the place, um, and my meals are all over the place, and I have to get out of that habit. I have to get back into a structured pattern of awake at 5:45 a.m. in the morning for exercise, not for a game of sport from somewhere, and in bed at around about 10:30 at night. And at the moment I'm thinking about all those games of sport that I'm going to miss out on. Obviously going to be a few games that I probably will accept that I want to stay up for. Let's say two teams are playing that I really want to see them play. I can tell you right now that today there was a game of ice hockey on that I really wanted to watch, but I didn't get an opportunity to. And it's kind of in the back of my mind, I hope there's a replay. But it'll probably be on at like 10 o'clock at night, New Zealand time anyway. I'm from New Zealand, by the way. So that's sort of the things that are sort of popping up for me to get started. In the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be getting a few things prepared for my exercise. I'm going to be talking about things that I've utilized in the past to stay on track. Once you're through the motivation phase into the routine phase, and when that routine starts to become a drag, how have I stayed with it? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. Look, I hope you enjoy these videos. I hope you're interested, and I might see you on the next one. Cheers. Howdy. So I've just realised that I have not yet weighed myself on camera. So I thought I'd do that right now, just to prove where I'm starting at. So the other day I guessed that I'd be around about 105 kgs. So here is the... sorry. I should get better at this sort of thing. So just showing that they're not actually on. There they are. Okay, so they're on. The scales are set, and let's get on. Just ignore what my toes look like, please. They are horrendous. They've been used for quite a long time. So I'm around about, am I 105? 104 kgs. There we go. So starting at 104 kgs and headed towards 80. So let's see how we go. Thank you very much. I'll see you another time.